Hey everybody. So as you can see, it's time to mow some grass. And I've got this hill back here. And I don't know if you picked it up right when I turned the camera on, but their turkey season in Indiana starts on Wednesday. And I just heard some turkeys gobbling just over that hill. But anyway, this hill I've got is pretty steep, and my little mower tends to slide down it until it gets real dry. And I just mowed the backyard and this front yard with my mower. But I'm going to try a little thing out with my 1025R, which is four-wheel drive. I've got a 6-foot finish mower from Rural King that I've used with my bigger tractor before. I got it used. I'm going to put that on my little John Deere 1025R and see if that doesn't make mowing that hill a lot easier. So hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. We do love your comments, and share. Have a good one, y'all. Okay, so the job today is to put this 6-foot 72-inch King Kutter finish mower on the back of my little 1025R. And if you read the specifications for this mower, it will tell you that this little 1025R is not enough tractor to operate this 6-foot bush hog. Or actually, it's not a bush hog, it's a finish mower. But we're going to try it out anyway. Now, the problem I've got is at some point that mower broke the belt, so I've got to start with welding this belt, or maybe just replacing it. So anyway, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll get started to see if this thing mows. I did get it hooked up and drug out of the woods. That does not make it a woods mower. Okay, so I've got the PTO shaft just hanging free. It's not attached to the tractor yet. And what I'm going to do is loosen this bolt and the one on the other side, and remove this nut and the one on the other side, and tilt that forward. So let's see how that goes. If you're doing this, all of these nuts and bolts are 15/16. So let's hold this at the bottom. So this one will remove, and you have to hold the bolt on the bottom side of that. And that DeWalt sure makes it easy. Okay, so I will loosen this bolt. And these front ones, all you have to do is loosen them. You don't have to remove them. That's nice. If this turns. Okay, and the whole bolt. So let me hold it. You know what? I can get my impact in there. Camera here so you can see. I think this impact will fit in there. Oh yeah. Okay, so with my DeWalt impact, which will fit in there if I move the drive shaft. Okay, I swear that looked like it was tightening it. There we go. And all you have to do is loosen that. You don't have to remove it. So, I don't know why that looked like it was tightening. Come over and do the other side real quick. So this belt change is actually pretty easy. Move the drive shaft. Okay, now then, let's see where a good angle for this will be. So what I'm going to do is take a pry bar, put it back here, and tilt that forward. And then slide the belt under the pulley. Okay, let's get a longer pry bar. All right, let's try a longer pry bar. If that doesn't get it, I'll have to get a finer stud bar. Okay, that's enough. That is high enough. Okay, hopefully you can see I've pried that up above these bolts, which will give me enough room to slide this belt underneath this pulley and get it on there. So let's do that. Okay, actually I need to pry it up just a little bit further. Okay, let me find something to block that. Or just sneak it under there. Without knocking the camera everywhere. So, go under that bolt, dang it. Just a little higher. Gotta go just a little bit higher. There we go. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, keep my fingers out of there. And put that belt on top of the pulley. Then it won't pinch it. Okay, so now I've got the belt around the shaft and I've got it resting on top of that pulley. Now I can put these bolts and that plate back into place. So we'll see if I can capture any of that. Pry bar or hammer. So, if that's in shot, we'll put these bolts, nuts back on. Let's see, 560. I feel like there's going to be a lot of wasted time in this video. Okay, tighten that up. And we'll tighten the other side up. Okay, and now we'll retighten the bolts on the side. Gotta love impact guns. Okay, next I'm going to take the spring off of the tensioner. Okay, so the tensioner's free. Okay, now we've got the belt diagram right there. So right now all I've got is the belt around the outside pulley. So put it down there. And because I had it resting on top, make sure that it drops into the groove. Okay, so then it goes this way. Around that pulley. Over here. That pulley. Okay, sometimes that magnetic base is a pain. So it's around the big drive pulley, around that pulley, comes out here to that little pulley, goes around there, around here. There's that pulley. These two pulleys. This does not look like the right belt to me. I'm sure I don't have something wrong. But this belt looks short. Okay, I've got this belt most of the way on. It's a couple inches short there, but I did not loosen the adjuster. So I'm gonna adjust, I've got to loosen this bolt. The bolt head is underneath and this nut, and then back this adjuster off and see if I can get this on. It's close. Okay, so the adjuster nut is a 9/16. I'm just gonna back this off quite a ways. The farther this slides that way, the shorter the belt needs to be, or will work, I guess. I don't know, makes it shorter. So hopefully it'll give me enough room to get this pulley on. And I did spray this with some liquid wrench penetrating oil, and it seems to have loosened it up pretty good. You can only use an open-end wrench on this because there's no way to get a socket in there or anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to raise this deck up with the hydraulics of the tractor. I'm going to block it up so I can safely reach under it and hold this bolt while I use the impact on this nut to loosen that up. You have to loosen that up because this bolt going through and tight is what keeps that really from sliding. This adjuster just simply sets it in place where it is. Once you get it in place, you tighten it up, and that's what keeps it there. Okay, so I've raised that up with the hydraulics, and then I put a jack stand underneath it to keep that from being able to come down while I stick my arm underneath it to hold that nut. Okay, so here it goes. I'll put a 19/16 deep well on my impact gun. Hold that nut. Okay, that's loose. And if you can see, there's that slot, and that bolt, now that it's loose, will slide in, or to tighten it, it slides out. Remember, when you're doing anything with anything heavy, support it well. It's your life and your limbs at risk. Okay, so now that everything's loose, may take some persuasion with my hammer. Okay, and I'm just going to tap that. Loosen it up, see if that gives me enough space. Not quite, a little bit more. Spray some more penetrating oil right there. Okay, let's tap it some more. Still not quite enough. I don't remember ever having this thing adjusted this far out, but like I said, I got it used. When we had our other property, I was mowing some grass that was honestly too tall for it, and broke a belt. Replaced that belt, and now this one's broke. So I've probably had this thing 6 or 7 years. This is the second belt that I had to put on it. Okay. There we go. Now we got to tighten it back up. Okay, still recording now. Before we get too carried away, there is the diagram, and it doesn't quite exactly look like that, but it's going on the correct side of all the pulleys according to that. So I'm going to tighten this up until this has about an inch of deflection in it. And then I will put our spring in this idler back where it goes. And then I will tighten down this bolt. And we should be good. You know what? Because it was so easy to do with this that loose, I went ahead and put that spring in the idler. Now, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. Okay, so that's about 2 inches, but a little bit more. Okay, I like that. Let's see what that looks like on camera. I think that's pretty good, and the idler spring has got some tension on it, so that's good. So now, that keeps being right in the way. I'll go down and tighten this bolt back up. Okay, putting this shaft on is sometimes the hardest part of hooking these pieces of equipment up. So there's splines here and most of you probably know this and watching this, you got equipment. But what I do is I'll push this up so it just touches it, and then spin it until it will slide on. Usually you just turn these. Okay. Pry bar. And of course I don't touch or think about touching one of these drive shafts without the tractor's turned off. Okay, so by turning the shaft until that starts in, that is your biggest friend. Then it should just slide in and pop out when it's in the right spot. Okay, there we go. Now I'll grease all these fittings. Okay, so there's my John Deere 1025R that has the 72-inch King Kutter finish mower on the back of it. And I don't know if this will show up, but here is that mower. And if you go down to the specs, it says recommended horsepower for tractors, that shows up at all, is 30 to 50. Okay, now then, remember that was 30 to 50, and here's the John Deere 1025R specs. It has 23.8 horsepower. So that's it'd be 6.2 horsepower less than recommended. Let's go try it out, see how it works. One of the things that I found with my 1025R is the mower deck for it is laying over there in the woods. I didn't ever get a very good cut. I bought this tractor when we were mowing our other property, and it had a very nice front yard, and I could never get that deck to be level right to left. It always cut about 1 inch higher on the right than it did on the left. And I adjusted. I actually took it back to John Deere, and it cost like $1,200 for them to replace a couple brackets on it that were bent, and that was supposed to do it, but it still just never leveled it up. So this is what I'm gonna mow with. And I've got a 4-foot bush hog, and I've used it on this a lot down here, but I'm gonna try this 6-foot finish mower and just see how it does. If it doesn't work, I used to use it on my Kioti, which falls into that range of horsepower. It is a 40 horsepower. But anyway, so let's go try this out, see how it works. Okay, I don't know if you can see that well, but I've got a 12-foot pass through here in what, under 2 minutes maybe? So looks like the blades need sharpened on that. That doesn't surprise me. What I do like about that too is it's a rear discharge. So here's some clippings there, but honestly it's not too bad at all. So we get some more shots of this, and I'd say this is a success. Now you don't want to let your grass get a foot tall before you mow with this little mower, but looks like to me 23 horsepower is enough to turn this 72-inch finish mower. And that 72-inch finish mower, I like the job it does much better than the job that the deck that came with this mower did. everybody. So here's the finished product, and I think that 6-foot or 72-inch finish mower works really well on the back of that little John Deere 1025R, especially on that hill. My regular zero-turn mower won't hardly stay on that hill if it's the least bit wet, which it pretty much was all last year. That four-wheel drive on that tractor, and then also having that 6-foot mower on the back adds a little stability, and that hill is right at the limit of what I'd want to operate that small tractor on. Now, the Kioti can operate down there all day, but again, it's a yard. I don't want to rut it up with that heavy tractor. So, seems to work pretty good. Your mileage may vary. Have a good one, y'all. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we love your comments. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. Be safe.